Hi, my name is Shannon Pohl, and I'm the creator of the Engineering Your Magical Life programs. Today, bringing you a snapshot of what's offered in those programs through the Tackling the Almighty Calendar, including how to put you first and bring you back into your life. Throughout school, and then when I started working, waking up every day, came into the office, got to my desk, and was immediately confronted with the list of everything that had to be done that day. Sometimes it felt like I had a month worth of things on the today list. Looking at that list, it was almost like it wasn't even worth going through the day sometimes, because I knew there was no way I was getting everything done. I knew I was going to be exhausted by the end of the day, and that there'd just be the same or even bigger list the next day. So this went on for a while until one day I decided, you know what? Enough is enough. I haven't seen my friends in I don't even know when. I can't remember the last time I went for a hike or went dancing or even just read a really good book on a Saturday morning. It was time to put me back into my calendar, me back into my life. And that's when I reached out to find some tools and techniques on how to do that effectively that also would save me time in scheduling. And that's where this webinar is taking us. When you look at your calendar, is it already that exhausting little bit of overwhelm, ugh, how am I going to get everything done kind of feeling? And as you've been going through life, do you find yourself canceling plans with people, or even just saying, you know what, I think I can maybe fit you in 3 weeks. I've got so much going on right now. And if you look at that list, of that calendar, is that just long, long, long with no end in sight? Well, today's the day, and we're going to stop all of that. We're going to get you back into your calendar with time for friends and family and getting all of our work tasks done. Because we want to keep you in your life so that you have the time, money, and energy to give to everything you want to do. So the first step is remembering that we're going to put you first. We only have a finite amount of time, money, and energy. Those are our resources. And so they need to go to you first. Why? Well, let's look at a champagne fountain. If you are the top of the pyramid, then you're getting those resources first, and you get to fill up before anything else falls further down. If you're at the bottom, then every other layer is going to get that really tasty champagne, all the fizzy bubbles. It'll be nice and cool and crisp and delicious. And you're going to end up with the warm, no more bubbles, dregs of the bottle. So we want to put you on first so that you get the best of it, and then you can allow everything else that you have to flow down. And that means you're going to have the time, money, and energy to do everything you want to accomplish. Okay, so we have our time, money, and energy. We're going to put you first on our calendar. Next, we're going to put on your family and friends. These are all the activities and things you like to do that you enjoy, you love your family, and it's still a little bit of a drain. They're going to pull a little bit of your energy, definitely pull some of your time, maybe some of your money, depending on what you're doing. Next comes on all of your work tasks. So this is work to make money. It's also, if you're in school and you're doing schoolwork or household chores. And then finally, we're going to put on anything that's related to planet and social causes. These are our volunteer activities. As much as we love them, if We want to put them on last so that we make sure we get everything else that we need to do done, and then we're free and clear to really embrace those opportunities and do them to the fullest. So this is our structure we're going to work with. What does this look like when we go to a calendar? So first off, we're going to use a Google Calendar. Why Google? Well, there's a few reasons. One, it's online, so you can access it on your computer, on your phone, anywhere that you have the internet, giving you most flexibility for adding and playing around with it. Two, it's shareable. So you can have a family calendar where you share things that's going on or family commitments. You can have a work calendar. Maybe you're working on a project with people and you want to use it to timeline out some of the tasks. So you want something shareable so other people, as needed, can see what you're doing and what's going on. Google Calendar is also great, as you'll see in the next slide, because we can color code it. So at a really quick visual glance, you can see what types of activities you're doing and where. Now, what we're going to do first is do a year overview. So take a look at your entire year and put in the birthdays. Put in your birthday. Put in activities, times, like vacations or family holidays. If you know about work trips already, you can put those on, or maybe a conference you want to go to. Really those big picture items that you know of already that at that time you're going to want to dedicate time, money, and energy to them. So once we've got an idea of our year, we're going to chunk down, which means get more detailed, into our monthly snapshot. One of the beauties of Google Calendar is that anything you've put in from the year will carry down to the month. No need to rewrite. So with our monthly, we see that we have Thanksgiving, we have a friend's birthday, already know about a work trip, and we've scheduled in a weekend away. That'll be fun. This is also the time you can put in project deadlines, other events that you learn about. It's really a great practice that nearing the end of one month to take a look at the following month and put in all of those items that you know are going to be happening on different days. And we're seeing the color coding so that we get a nice visual glance at everything that's going on. Now, after we've got our monthly snapshot done, then that's when we're going to chunk down again, get a little more detailed, and get into the nitty-gritty of our day-to-day. So this is a sample that's showing the different categories that you might be taking up your time. First, you'll note we've got me time on there, at least 1 hour every day, just for you, to do something that fills you up completely. Maybe that's reading a book, going for a walk in the woods. Sometimes it's, watching a movie, or sometimes it could be cooking. Whatever it is that works for you. There's a lot of different things, and some of them are sneaky that do fill you up, or they take time and energy away. It's one of those things that we explore in the Bringing in Your Imbalance program. So back to this. We have me time in there. Now, one of the other benefits of Google Calendar is that you can move blocks around easily. Remembering, we never ever delete ourselves from our calendar. We can move our me time within the day, and we never ever delete ourselves, because that would be deleting ourselves from life. Now, after we put our me time on, that's when we put on our friends and family time and other things that fit in that category. So for instance, in that color grouping, you can see household chores. You also see going to the gym. You also see eating dinner, going grocery shopping, your morning routine. These kind of things that, some of them are things you may enjoy, other ones are things that just take up some of your time, but not as much as work does. So next we see work on our calendar. That's going to take up our next amount of time. One of the things you'll also note is I've put on this sample calendar the process of productivity tasks, because in the email you all received, there was a worksheet that will take you through the sequence and order of integrating these tips and tricks, the system, into your lives. And then last, we put on volunteering, our social causes, and things of that nature. Now, another tool that we're going to point out is Calendly. Calendly is for if you need to book appointments with people, whether by phone, in person, over Skype, and you want that integrated in with your Google Calendar. So Calendly works with your availability in your calendar, and then also makes it possible to schedule in appointments, and they'll show up right on your calendar as well. So in school, this would have been helpful when I was doing my thesis and scheduling interviews with engineering experts for my thesis work. And now that I have a business, I use it to schedule calls and Skype sessions with people who are interested in learning more about the Engineering Your Magical Life programs and discovering the magic of coaching for themselves before joining a program. So that's a snapshot that integrates with Google Calendar. Now, how are we going to use all these tools? Well, that's where the worksheet that's in your email comes in handy. So this worksheet takes you step by step through the entire week, a series of steps following the sequence and order to integrate both Google Calendar and putting you first into your life. So to review, we're going to go from the year to the month, then to the nitty-gritty during the day, keeping you first and present in your life throughout the entire process. So now I'm curious. What questions do you have? What did you learn? What do I need to know? Book a talk with Shannon through the contact page of my website, www.shannonmpole.ca/contact, and we can have a chat discussing your questions, what you've learned, what I need to know, things to share with me, and can get into some more of the nitty-gritty about how to integrate these practices and more into your calendar, your life, keeping you first. Next step beyond that for you is coming to the Engineering Your Magical Life Introduction Day. I'm super excited about this program, and we're going to cover more about how to find a balanced calendar. We're going to touch upon academics if you're still in school or still have exams to write. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how you create your complete career, and whether that's finding a job or really finding the love in what you're doing right now. I'm super excited for you. So glad you decided to explore tackling your almighty calendar and putting you first, and look forward to seeing you at an Engineer Your Magical Life and Introduction Day when you decide to become the engineer of your own life. See you then.